feel those emotions, like feel for that little version of you in that moment, feel what that pain is like, and then look at that little child and say, I'm sorry. For so long I've rejected you. I've said that you're not enough, but I'm ready to see you again. I'm ready to be with you. I'm ready to heal this relationship. And I want you to know that I love you and that you are enough. Alright, what's up YouTube fam? In this video, I want to talk about self-love because I know that a lot of you struggle with loving yourselves. It's one of the most common things that I hear the people that I work with tell me. Self-love, like that's not even a thought in my head. Like, love myself? What are you talking about? I don't love myself. I'm not good enough. I suck at this. I suck at that. I'm unconfident with this. I have anxiety here, anxiety there. And I felt this so much in my life, okay? So in this video, I want to share what self-love really is to me, how it's impacted my life, and I'm going to share 3 very practical things that you can start doing today to start actually loving yourself so that you can start walking through the world with a sense of self-love and confidence and authenticity so you can start creating better results in your life. Let's go back first about 9 years when I'm in high school. I'm a skinny high school boy. I've got a solid group of friends, but I never felt like I was one of the cool kids. And I just wanted to be one of the cool kids. I wanted to fit in. I wanted to be accepted. I wanted to have the confidence that the cool kids had. I wanted to be invited to stuff that the cool kids were invited to. I wanted to get the girls that the cool kids got. All of this was just this track that was running through my head in high school. I felt like I was less than. I felt like I was not enough. I was a nice guy. I was a people pleaser. And I always was just overthinking, worrying about what were people thinking about me. I was judging myself, and I felt like I was being judged by others, that I was just not enough. I was weaker and less than, okay? So I didn't love myself. I didn't accept who I was. I wanted to be someone other than who I was. I wanted to be different. I wanted to fit in with the crowd. So fast forward through high school, and this wasn't getting any better. I still wasn't loving myself. I still felt less than. I still didn't feel like I was cool. I just still didn't feel like I was good enough. And I thought, okay, great. We're going to graduate high school. I'm going to go to college. It's all going to get better. I'll join a fraternity. I'll be one of the cool kids. And life's going to be great. Very quickly, I got into college and realized that I was still just trying to fit in. I still didn't feel like I was good enough or cool enough. And I felt like I was behind everyone else, almost like a level below. And although I did have a great time in college, going out, doing this and that, like there was something that was underlying all of it. And it was this sense of I was just trying to fit in. I was just trying to be accepted, but I never really felt accepted. I never really accepted myself. I didn't love myself. I wasn't confident in myself. And that led to a dark place, led to a lot of social anxiety. It led to me turning down date parties that I would get invited to because I was just too afraid of what they were going to think about me. It led to me spending like 6 months just pretty much in my dorm room, just feeling sad for myself, feeling like I wasn't good enough, like I was worthless, in a really depressed state. And over time, as I got closer to graduation, although I found a closer group of friends and I started to feel better about myself, I still didn't feel like I was good enough to really be successful in the outside world. I still did not love myself until one day I came across a really simple idea, and that was that life is a mindset. If you want to be confident in yourself, change your mindset. If you want to love yourself, work on your mindset. And so from there, I went all in on working on myself, and I was figuring out every little thing that I could do to really start working on me. And now here I am behind this camera sharing these things with you. So clearly I did something right over the last few years to really start to learn how to love myself and feel confident in myself. And so this is an important note. If you don't feel confident in yourself, you cannot ignore the sense of self-love that you have for yourself. because confidence is not just this masculine energy. Go do, show up for yourself, have discipline, have trust within yourself. There's a huge aspect of the feminine healing side, which is the self-love. Like, do you accept yourself? Can you be authentic within yourself? And when you can balance that with the showing up for yourself consistently, that is what true confidence is. And that is what I help people do. And that is why so many people struggle with confidence and struggle with self-love, because you're missing both sides of the spectrum here when we're actually working on these things. And so loving myself is what got me to be here talking to you on this camera. Loving myself is what allowed me to really learn how to express myself authentically. Loving myself is what really helped me tap into real confidence as I was doing all of the other masculine energy, show up for yourself, do, have discipline type of things. Now, before I dive into the 3 things that you can do in order to really start developing a strong sense of self-love, is I want to crush a misconception that a lot of people have around self-love. And that's around this idea that if I love myself and I put myself first, then I'm being selfish. But that could not be further from the truth. Loving yourself and putting yourself first is not selfish at all. It's actually extremely selfless, because think about it. If I've got a glass of water here and that glass is empty, how much water do I have to give to other people? None. So I could sit there and I could try to give and I could say, oh yeah, I'm helping you. But if my glass is empty, I'm really not giving anything, or I'm just getting little bits. But when I work on myself and I focus on myself and I fill my cup up, now I have all of this water that I can pour out to those around me, because now my cup is full. But it takes going inward and focusing on you first and how you're feeling inside and the things that you believe about yourself, so that we can start filling up your own cup, so then you can pour it out to others. Okay, so know that self-love is not selfish at all. It's so selfless, and that you owe it to yourself. It is essential that you work on loving yourself, because why should we live this life without ever loving ourselves? Love is the most beautiful thing that we can experience as humans. And when you can reflect that love back onto you, you'll feel completely different about yourself. Like right now, it's hard to fully comprehend what self-love will do for you. And there's a lot of you that might be watching that feel like you don't deserve this love. Guess what? I felt that too. And thank God I didn't listen to that and let that control my life, because my life is 1,000 times better than what it was previously. And I know that the rest of my life, because I'm building things from this place of self-love, is going to be amazing. Okay? So the first thing that you need to start doing right away is the most cliche thing in the world when it comes to self-love, but that is self-care. You have to start actually taking care of yourself, building habits into your life that are healthy, that make you feel good, and that raise up your energy. There's a quote from the Buddha that I once heard that goes something like, if you like a flower, you just pluck it. But if you love a flower, you water it every day. Now, we can reflect this back onto our own lives and our own sense of self-love. If we love ourselves, we must water ourselves every day. And so we don't have to just love ourselves to do that. We can start doing that, start watering ourselves. And because that is a reflection of self-love, we'll start to naturally feel more self-love. So start taking care of yourself. Start making healthier food choices. Stop eating so much processed sugar. Stop eating all the sweets. This is not something that you have to feel guilty or shameful about. It's okay. Like, I have some sweets too every once in a while. But for the most part, I make very healthy and clean choices when I'm eating. And so that not only is giving my body better fuel, better energy to actually feel higher energy and feel better, but it also is a loop that I'm reinforcing within myself that I deserve to have these nice things, and I'm valuable enough to put nice ingredients into. It's like when you buy a car, when you buy a luxury car, you don't just put regular gas in a luxury car. You put premium gas. So think about yourself as a luxury car. You wouldn't put shitty gas in to yourself if you were this luxury car. You put premium gas. You put healthy, clean, organic foods in. So start eating a bit healthier. Drink more water, a little bit less soda, a little less energy drinks. All that sugar, it's not doing anything good for you. It's just a dopamine feedback loop. So start drinking a little bit more water. Move your body more. Go outside more. There's plenty of studies that have shown the power of going outside in the sun, in nature. Put your phone on Do Not Disturb. Leave your phone at home. Go out for a 5, 10, 15-minute walk. Something super simple a few times a week will make a profound difference in how you feel within yourself, but also how you feel about yourself. Now you're starting to do things that are taking care of yourself, and that's an act of self-love, and so it's going to help you experience more self-love. So take care of yourself. Now, before I jump into the second thing that you need to start doing to develop self-love, if you are enjoying this video, all I ask is that right now you go and smash that like button and subscribe if you're not already, to continue getting videos like this, helping you step into your most confident self. Okay, so the second thing that you need to do is to find something that you love doing. Like, what is a little act, a little thing that you love doing in your life that's so simple? It could be playing the piano. You just feel like you're in the moment and you just, the world kind of quiets out and you're just in the moment playing. Is it drawing? Is it writing? Is it singing, dancing? Is it rollerblading? Is it reading? Like, what is that thing that you just, that is your time where when you do that, you just get in the zone and the world gets quiet and you are just like, wow, I love doing this thing. I could do this all day long. Like, so think of that thing. Drop that thing in the comments below. Let me know what that is. And then also let me know, when was the last time you did that thing? You do it yesterday? Last week? Last month? Or has it been a year or 2 years or 3 years since you've done that thing that you loved? So what I want you to do is take that little thing that you love, and I want you to prioritize that into your weekly schedule. Plan out a day and a time every week. You go and do that thing. Maybe it's every day you spend 5 minutes reading because you love reading. Maybe it's once a week you spend an hour playing the piano because you love playing the piano. Whatever it is, I want you to schedule that in. It doesn't have to be perfect, but you have to start doing it more often, because that, again, is an act of self-love. To do the things, allow yourself to spend time doing the things that you love. Time is our most valuable asset. We don't get more time. You can go spend more time and get more money, but you can never go do anything to get more time. And if you're always spending your time doing things you don't love, working a job you don't love, running errands that you don't really feel like doing, watching TV, even though like you think you like it, you're just spending time, you're just getting by, you're just distracting yourself, versus spending your time on this planet doing things that you love. You're spending now time experiencing the sense of love within yourself, and you're going to feel naturally more love within yourself. So one thing that I really love doing is I love playing disc golf. So when I'm going periods and I notice, man, I haven't played disc golf in a while, I'm like, okay, I'll cancel this, and I'm going to go outside and I'm going to go play disc golf. I'm going to be honest, I haven't been as great with scheduling that thing in every single week and hitting that, because life is getting in the way. And I keep saying, okay, you know what? I really should do that, but then I do this. And I notice that the more that I do that, the more I start to feel a little bit more burnt out, a little bit more drained, a little bit less love for myself. So then I come back and I'm like, okay, well, what is that anchor? Disc golf. I'm going to go play some disc golf. Another thing that I've really been enjoying doing is the sauna after the gym. Something about sitting in the sauna, sweating, being in that moment, having a bit of that discomfort feels really good to me. I really love sitting in a sauna. So after a gym workout, if I'm like, okay, that was a long workout, I got to be home in this much time, like blah, 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 blah. I'm like, okay, 5 minutes in the sauna, like just a little bit. I'm going to prioritize actually making that happen. Okay. So find something you love, drop that in the comments. Let me know when the last time you did it, and then schedule that thing in. So I want you to do this thing within the next week. Okay. And the third thing is inner child work. So I'm not going to dive too in depth into inner child work and everything about it and all of the different modalities that you can utilize with this practice. If that's something that you want to see from me, then let me know in the comments and I'll make a video on that in the future. But at a high level, we have to understand that throughout our childhood, we had traumatic experiences and we learned beliefs during our childhood that just don't serve us. Maybe it was at the dinner table, something your parents said to you. Maybe it was out at the playground, you wanted to play with people and this group rejected you. Whatever that was, you have to understand that until you've really done work to really heal that part of you, to really find acceptance and love for that part of you and not let that thing eat away at you, it's going to continue eating away at you. Like all throughout your life, I've heard plenty of times, I still feel like I'm a child. Like I still feel like I'm a boy, or I still feel like I'm a little girl inside. Or sometimes it just feels like this little boy comes out and he's just so immature. It's like that's your inner child. That's your unhealed inner child acting from within your subconscious. So inner child work is a practice of going in and starting to identify some of those traumatic experiences and some of those stories, and starting to find more acceptance and love in those. And by doing that, you're working the subconscious mind. So this is like the 90% of your brain that you're not actually tapped into. We only have about 10% of our conscious mind that we're utilizing and aware of. 90% of our cognitive function is all subconscious. It's happening beneath the surface. So although you might not be directly experiencing like, oh, this inner child hearing this belief, this energy stored here, by starting to go in and do this practice of feeling that sense of inner child within you, feeling this experience of you being that kid, experiencing those negative feelings, and then now from this place you are now, being able to consciously say, I love you, I accept you, it's okay. You're actually doing so much profound work in your subconscious mind that then will come out and play out throughout your life. So until you actually dive in to these painful experiences and find acceptance for them, they're going to continue eating away at you. And you're going to have a hard time ever loving yourself if you can't go back and look at yourself as a child and look at those experiences and say, I love you. I'm sorry that I pushed you away for so long. I'm sorry I made you feel like you were nothing. I'm sorry I made you feel worthless for so long, but I accept you now and I love you now. So a very simple exercise that you guys can do, that I do quite often in my own life, is closing my eyes and for 5 or 10 minutes, imagine that yourself as a little child walks into the room and is standing in front of you. And they were just on the playground and they just got bullied, or they just got rejected, or their parent just said something to them that made them feel like they weren't enough, like whatever it is. Feel those emotions, like feel for that little version of you in that moment, feel what that pain is like. And then look at that little child and say, I'm sorry. For so long I've rejected you. I've said that you're not enough, but I'm ready to see you again. I'm ready to be with you. I'm ready to heal this relationship. And I want you to know that I love you and that you are enough. And in those moments, like feeling the feelings of feeling those painful experiences and then saying, but I love you. It's okay. I accept you now. I'm not going to push you away anymore. I'm not going to vilify you and say that you're nothing and that you don't deserve anything. Like, think about it. If that's hard for you, imagine another kid coming in, a kid that's not you, like just another little child, and they come in and they're in pain and they're crying and they feel hurt. They feel like they're not worth anything. Like, what would you say to them? You wouldn't be like, yeah, you're right. You suck. I hate you. Go in the corner. You'd say, come here. I'm sorry. I'm sorry that someone hurt you. I love you and you are enough. And so if you can start practicing that within yourself, you're going to start profoundly healing this inner child within you that's actually creating a lot of the pain and negativity that you're experiencing today and a lot of this lack of self-love. It's going to help you naturally find more acceptance and love for yourself and for your flaws and for your mistakes, and recognize that just because your parents said that to you when you were a kid, just because you were rejected out on the playground as a kid, doesn't mean you're not enough. Just meant that at that time, those people or those kids or whatever were not even in their own state of mind. Likely they were being driven by their own hurt inner child, and they just projected that onto you. And that's unfortunate. But if you can find acceptance and say, but wow, that little child, I've been rejecting him for so long, saying he's not enough, saying he's less than others. If you can find love and acceptance for that, you will start to profoundly change your life. Okay? So 3 very simple things to do. 1, start taking care of yourself better, eat a little cleaner, drink a little bit more water, go outside. Number 2, find something that you love doing and prioritize spending time doing that thing each week. And 3, spend some time, 5-10 minutes every other day, connecting with yourself as a child, the pain that you felt as a child, and start expressing more love and acceptance towards that version of you. And over time,